Put your fantasy football skills to the test with Pair Up, a new feature on SPITCH. Select which player you think will score the most points from between 3 and 10 pairings and win up to £8,500. Download SPITCH today for free, register and play via the link in the description. Gameweek 32 saw yet another frustrating red arrow, dropping outside of the top 50k, with Heung-Min Son continuing his vengeance after the swap to Kane a few weeks ago. Let's start in defence, where Nick Pope conceded to Norwich, while Martin Dubravka kept a clean sheet on the bench. Thomas Tuchel hinted at putting out a strong side against Southampton to rebuild confidence after their first leg defeat to Real Madrid, so Reece James came in with a free transfer rather than Cancelo as planned. The logic was there, Chelsea convincingly won by 6-0, but the right wing-back only managed a cameo. The issues didn't stop there in defence. Romain Saiss continued on the bench, and after Tierney sustained a season-ending injury last weekend, it seems both Matt Doherty and Luca Digne have now suffered the same fate. A real blow particularly for the Irishman, who had rolled back the years to find his best form under Antonio Conte. Aston Villa piled on the pressure against Spurs in the first half, with Jacob Ramsey and Philippe Coutinho each recording a big chance involvement, but to no avail. A booking for Bukayo Saka and a rest for Harvey Barnes meant Mo Salah was the only player to return across the midfield. Lacazette failed to produce a single shot against Brighton, leaving it all up to Harry Kane, whose 3 assists were somewhat overshadowed by Heung-Min Son's hat-trick. So let's look ahead to the transfer plans for Saturday's double Gameweek 33 deadline. It's difficult to stay motivated when you're on such a bad run, but we've only got 6 game weeks left. It's the final stretch, so it's just about finishing strong now. I've toyed with the idea of bringing in Heung-Min Son, but for my team, the only route really is to lose Salah. I can see the case for Son outscoring Salah from now until the end, but it's still a big call to make that swap for a hit. So instead I'm looking at more minimal changes, a -4 this week and a -4 next week, to hopefully get back on track. I'm still set on selling Coutinho. With only 9 players available for Gameweek 33 as it stands, it's more of a necessity than a decision. But I'm going to bite the bullet and bring in Dejan Kulusevski rather than Gabriel Martinelli as planned. Arsenal's form is a concern, and if anything, I should probably be looking to sell my Arsenal attackers rather than buy more. It's a move that I really should have made a month ago in all fairness, but persevering with Coutinho after his huge score in the last double game week has spectacularly backfired. Yes, Spurs don't have a double this week, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put 3 or 4 goals past Brighton and still ended up outscoring many of those who play twice. Doherty, Digne and Saiss are all on the chopping block, but I'm going to move on the Spurs defender first, just in case I want that 3rd slot anytime soon. I can't afford Cancelo this week if I'm getting Kulusevski, so instead my plan is to delay my move for the Man City fullback until next game week, where I plan to raise funds by downgrading Lacazette after his double. In the meantime, Fabian Schär is the defender I've got my eye on, with back-to-back home matches in double Gameweek 33. Newcastle have conceded just 2 goals across their last 4 matches at home, keeping 2 clean sheets. I also like the fact that he can help me out with my goalkeeper dilemma this week, allowing me to split the risk and play Pope over Dubravka. So Doherty and Coutinho to Schär and Kulusevski are the transfers I'm looking to make for a 4-point hit, and here's how the team is set to line up. As hinted at before, I'm looking to play Nick Pope ahead of Martin Dubravka despite Burnley's lack of defensive form. I can't help but feel they've always got a clean sheet in them under Sean Dyche, and every game is big for them from now until the end with relegation on the line. Southampton have been out of sorts with 4 defeats and a draw in their last 5 matches, while West Ham may be more focused on their Europa League second leg, which takes place 3 days prior. Joining new recruit Fabian Schär in defence will be Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece James. Neither play twice, but their attacking potential means their ceiling is always high. The big concern though is that James could find himself on the bench once again after meetings with Real Madrid and Crystal Palace in the Champions League and FA Cup respectively. Bukayo Saka is one of the 2 double game week players in midfield. The 20-year-old has accumulated 4 goals and an assist in 11 appearances since the turn of the year, averaging 4.9 points per game. He ranks 3rd amongst midfielders for shots in that time with 31, only trailing Fernandes and Salah. After his rest at the weekend, Harvey Barnes has a stronger chance of starting both matches in Leicester's double game week 33. He'd made 9 consecutive starts in all competitions prior to his cameo against Crystal Palace. With a goal and 5 assists in 10 appearances this calendar year, Barnes has averaged 4.2 points per game. After this week, the plan is to take money out of the forward line, but for now, Alex Lacazette gets one last chance to impress in away meetings with Southampton and Chelsea. He's failed to register a goal or assist in his last 4 outings, but has 6 goal involvements in 11 matches during this calendar year. Only Kane has more assists than his 5 in that time amongst forwards. Armando Broja should be fresh for the double game week, having sat out against his parent club Chelsea last weekend. He's netted just 2 goals in 11 games since the turn of the year, but just 5 forwards have landed more shots on target than his 9 since then. With 6 double game week players in the side, you'd think the temptation would be to captain one of them. If I was to do that, Saka and Barnes are the 2 I'd be most likely to consider. But in all honesty, I just can't see past giving Harry Kane the armband once again, despite his single fixture against Brighton. In the last 6 game weeks, Spurs have scored a league-high 25 goals, 10 more than any other side. By comparison, Arsenal have scored 7 goals in that time, and Leicester have scored 8.